Hello, my name is Vidiel, but you can call me Vidi for short, and welcome to my second video ever in which I'm going to try to stay in frame, and I'm also going to sew a little patch for a bag while I yammer about DIY fashion. I'm gonna start with the bag. So the bag that I'm gonna put the patch on is this bag that I got when I was working at Planet Fitness last summer. I got it on like a discount for working there. I no longer work at Planet Fitness, thank God. This bag, it's kind of like a duffel bag kind of thing, and it's really cute, except for that I hate it a lot, especially because of the like Planet Fitness logo. I don't know, I feel like the rest of the bag is like really cute. It's not like super high quality, but it's, you know, it's a good bag. But the Planet Fitness logo is like low-key ruining the vibe. So you see I already tried to like wash off the logo with like, I think I tried to use like nail polish remover or rubbing alcohol or something, and it like kind of worked but not really. So I'm gonna make a patch to go over it because I want to use this bag without having the Planet Fitness logo on it, because they do not get my free labor anymore. Well, I mean, they never got my free labor because they were paying me, but I'm not gonna do free advertising like that. So this is the patch I'm gonna do. I did some mining off stream, and I cut out it's just like a piece of felt that I found in my basement, and I cut it out to be the right size to go over the patch. And then I put my name on it. This is what it's gonna look like. All of the border is gonna be black and the letters are gonna be black, and the rest of it is gonna be white. I'm not gonna like leave the white of the felt. I'm gonna embroider white over this white, so it's gonna be thread white. So I have my white thread and my black thread, which I've already put on the needle because I felt like that would take a really long time, so I did it before I started recording. But it didn't because I'm goated. Yeah, I'm going to embroider this patch. It's been low-key a while since I embroidered something. I think the last time, like, I hand sew stuff every once in a while, but the last time I like embroidered something was maybe like sophomore year of high school. I'm a sophomore in college right now, so that would have been like 4 years ago. And the last time I like actually like did like a whole project embroidery had to have been like 8th grade. So it's been a while, but I feel like sewing isn't really the kind of thing that you forget, and I wasn't ever really that good at it, but I know how to do a satin stitch, and that's really all you need for this. So I'm gonna start sewing while I start yammering, and I'm gonna try to also keep this on frame and also my face. If one or both goes off screen, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of stupid, so it's whatever. So DIY fashion, you know, I'm not talking about like making your own clothes even. I'm just talking about like altering existing clothes to be more like your style. I mean, I'm doing that right now. I'm making a patch to put on my bag that I don't like. And if I put a patch on it, I would like it. No one's expecting you to like make a whole new clothing item. I mean, it'd be cool if you did that, but that's not really what the spirit of DIY fashion is. It's more of like altering existing stuff, you know, like buying like an old t-shirt and then like cutting it up and, you know, like stuff like that. I don't know, I feel like we're kind of losing DIY fashion a little bit. I don't know if I'm just being like pessimistic or like that I'm just like being delusional because I need to like touch grass, and like in reality nobody's like losing DIY fashion, but sometimes it feels like we are kind of losing DIY clothes, especially with the rise of like fast fashion and like stuff like that. It feels like everybody's hobby is like consumerism, and because of that we're like losing art, you know, kind of thing. And it's just kind of lame because, you know, like it doesn't take like the world's leading anthropologist to know that like fashion is like a really good way to express yourself. And I'm not saying that like people who don't like DIY clothes aren't like expressing themselves authentically, or like people who do DIY clothes are expressing themselves more or better than people who don't DIY clothes. But it's just like the kind of thing where it's like, I feel like DIY is just so important to the concept of self-expression, and like also the concept of like resisting, not to get like political, but I mean like DIY mainly came from like punk, kind of. I mean like obviously the concept of making clothes is like super old, and I'm not saying that punk people like invented cutting up a t-shirt, but it's just like the whole thing is about rejecting consumerism. It's like, no, I'm not gonna take this like preformed identity that you're giving me. I'm going to make my own. And I feel like we're kind of losing that, because it's like in this day and age, it's just kind of easier and cheaper to just buy something off of like Shein, or even buy something at the thrift. Like, I feel like even thrifting could be, it's not like problematic. Like, obviously thrifting is better than fast fashion. And I'm not even saying that buying, like, okay, if you buy Shein clothes at, or like Temu clothes at the thrift, I don't think that's a bad thing, because like the clothes are going in the trash anyway. I mean, personally, I try not to buy clothes from there at the thrift, because I know that they're gonna fall apart. I own one item of Shein clothing because I forgot to check the tag before I checked out at Salvation Army. And then I put it through the wash one time and it like disintegrated. I was like, great. And it was looking a really cute shirt, so I was kind of sad about that. But thrifting, because the clothes are like cheaper, it's kind of, you may be able to fall into the same trap as like Shein and Temu, where you just like buy cheap clothes and then like get rid of them later, which it's more like ethical and better than like Shein, but it's like the same principle of, you know, buying clothes just to throw them away, you know? Like, it's not like obviously, like I just said, it's a better alternative, but like, you know what I mean? There's just something that like I feel like it's easy to become consumerist even at the thrift. And I feel like that's not really that hot of a take, honestly. I think that our culture is very consumerist in general. So I'm not like blaming the individual for being consumerist, I'm blaming the society. But it's just still the kind of like, you know, it's easy to become just consumers. And I've low-key, I will admit, I've bought things that I don't need at all at the thrift before, and then I never wore them one time. And I feel bad. But it's just like the kind of thing is like, you can be consumerist anywhere. Just because you're doing it kind of ethically doesn't mean you're not consumerist. And I feel like people aren't really DIYing clothes that much. You're just buying clothes. It's just like, where did all our whimsy go? Like, our joy and our whimsy. I feel like it's fun to make stuff, and I feel like nobody's making things. Like, it takes a lot of time to like make stuff. Like, even this, I didn't think it would take this long. Well, I mean, obviously, like, it's only been like 20 minutes right now. I've only been recording for 20 minutes, which means I've also, that includes like the intro, because I didn't really feel like stopping the camera. But like, I was going to originally like stitch over, but I was like, wow, this is gonna take so much time. And also, I don't have that much black thread, and I don't really want to go to the store. I don't know, I think it's fun. I'm still gonna like go over like the corners, which is still gonna take a long time. And the rest of it is going to be satin stitched also. Anyways, back to our joy and whimsy. I feel like it takes too much time to make anything anymore. Like, everybody's automating the process of creation with like AI, or just, you know, just like not making things at all, just like giving what is like receiving what's sold to them, and just like, okay, this is it now. This is all. And I was like, okay, guys, where's the art? I don't know, not to get like tinfoil hat build, but I feel like that's kind of fascist. I feel like it's kind of fascist that nobody wants to make anything anymore. And I'm not saying that like people not making things means they're a fascist, obviously. I'm saying like, I feel like this is like, I don't know, is this a recession indicator? I don't really know about the economy, but there's just something about it. It's like, why isn't anyone making things? Like, why isn't anyone making things? It like worries me. I don't know. I feel like I'm not making enough things, but I feel like nobody's making enough things. And I'm not saying that if you never make something, like, that's bad. Like, some people just aren't artists. But sometimes you have to like not take what they've given you. And by they, I mean society. And also don't use generative AI, because that's really cringe. And it's like, what is art without like the human soul? Like, you can't use generative AI and be like, this is art. No, it's not, because nobody made it. AI can't feel anything. That's the whole point of art, is you like felt something. Not like you, the viewer, but like the creator. Like, you felt something and you made something. I don't know, I just think it's really cringe. And it's like, I feel like the rise of generative AI devalues like real human art just because it like oversaturates the market, and it makes it a lot easier to make generative AI than it is to make art, because real art takes time and effort, and generative AI, you just type in a few words and you're like, okay, one art please. And that's just kind of cringe, I think. And it's like, okay guys, put in some time in. Oh my god. Like, it's not gonna kill you to put effort into something. It's like, even if this patch turns out bad, I still made it, and I'm gonna like it, and it has my name on it. And that's pretty cool. You know, like, it's not gonna go in the loot. That doesn't mean it's not valuable. Anyways, bye-bye for now. Hello, it is currently Tuesday, and I filmed the first segment of this video on Saturday, so it's been quite a minute since I filmed this, but whoopsies, I got busy. I was planning on filming the whole thing in one day, but got busy. So originally I was going to cut the last segment of the video there, do the border of the patch, and then come back to do the embroidery of the letters on camera. But then I finished the border and I realized that I actually ran out of things to say about the patch and about DIY fashion. So I just did the whole patch. Anyways, this is the finished patch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, so you'll see the corners I did with that overstitch. I think it's overhead stitch. And then the sides I just kind of sewed straight across, and then I embroidered the letters. All of the stitching is horizontal and it's a little whack, but I don't know, it's fun that way. It's handmade. Here's the back of the patch if anybody cares. And also, because the sides are just straight across, you see how it's like not attached to the felt. And the sides aren't really that much of an issue, but the like top and bottom, it was like super coming off. So I actually just super glued the thread to the felt because I didn't really feel like stitching over it. I felt like that would ruin the vibe. So I ended up just super gluing the threads to the felt. So the top and the bottom are attached. You can pull them up a little bit because the glue didn't get everywhere, but yippee! I'm gonna turn off the camera and attach the patch to the bag, not sewing it yet, but I'm gonna just like do the placement. I was originally gonna use pins like a normal person, but this bag is kind of weird about that, so I think I'm just gonna tape it onto the bag, because that works. And then I will come back for the actual sewing of the patch onto the bag. Bye-bye. I'm back with a new camera angle this time because the other one wasn't really working. So welcome to my desk. I have attached the patch very loosely to the bag with painter's tape, as you can see here. And what I've done is I've taken a pin and I've stabbed it through just the corner of the top corner here. And that I'm going to use as a guide for where the corner is, because I'm hoping to do the stitches on the inside of this corner here, like kind of on like the inside edge of the border, because I think it would look better that way, I guess. Here's my needle and thread, which I did, like last time, I threaded off screen because I thought it would take a while, and unlike last time, I was right, I'm not goated. So anyways, back to the crafting. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, guys. I'm kind of just blind stabbing into this and hoping I end up in the right spot. Alright, so I've got it attached by the four corners. So what I'm going to do now is tie off this dumb stupid stitch that I just made. We are #goated. I don't know. You can see the stitch in there. It goes in here and here and, you know, down. We're good. It's attached. It's a little crooked, but I'm kind of messing with that. I think it looks cool. So now I'm going to get my super glue. Yes. So we're just going to super glue the patch to the bag. Totally got some on my hands, but I got some on my hands last time when I glued the threads to the felt. I just don't want it to like catch on anything. I feel like when the threads are super long, the possibility of them getting caught on something is pretty high, and I did not spend all this time just for my patch to get torn up. I don't want that. So I guess there it is. This is the finished product. My name on this bag, covering up the Planet Fitness logo because I did. I mean, to be quite honest, I just don't want a Planet Fitness bag. And this is a lot cuter, and it's got my name on it. And so I think that's really cute. So do you like my bag? If you don't tell me that, because I will be really sad, because I spent a lot of time working on it, and I'll be really sad if you don't like it. I don't actually know what I'm going to use this bag for. It might be like a gym bag. I might put my swimming stuff in there. I don't know, but I will use it now that it's not Planet Fitness. But yeah, in conclusion, DIY more stuff, make more stuff. I think that's really cool, and I think we shouldn't stop making things, because making things is really fun and cool. So I'm going to go wash the super glue off my hands, or at least attempt to, and go to bed.